Are you by any chance one of those parents who knows that you need to do something, that you should do something about your child's dyslexia, and yet you have hemmed and hawed and delayed for whatever reason? Or maybe you thought, they'll be okay, I was okay, I turned out okay. Well, today I want to give you a few reasons why it is important to get help for dyslexia and just what the true cost of doing nothing is. Hi, welcome to Ask Me About Dyslexia. My name is Pam Spock and I'm a dyslexia specialist. My son has dyslexia, and so I have been where you are, and I have hemmed and hawed and delayed. But there were a few things that were brought to my attention that made me take action. So I'm going to talk about 3 reasons why it is important to get help and just what the true cost is of doing nothing. The first reason is that if you don't get help for your child, then they will most likely not reach their full potential. This one's the most obvious. If they don't learn to read and spell very well, then they're not going to do as well as they might have done if they had learned to do those things better. Their whole path of life is going to be different, all right? So if you do nothing, then they're just not going to do as well in school. Okay, here's the second reason. There is a huge mental and emotional cost with dyslexia, especially if you do nothing. Sometimes kids do extremely well despite their difficulties because they have that inner drive to do well, but it is at a great, great cost. I know people who are like this and have fought their way through without the help that they needed, and they battled anxiety and depression and anger and frustration and stress. These are unnecessary burdens for your children to have to bear, and they won't have to bear them to as great an extent if they are just given the help that they need. Your child may also suffer confusion if they never find out why they're different, why they have such difficulty learning. It is worth getting a definite answer. Get your child screened or tested, and then get them the help that they need so they know what they have and they can move on from there. Now, aside from those first 2 reasons, not reaching their full potential and the emotional and mental cost, this third one really got to me. There was a study done in Texas on prison inmates, and it was found that 80% of them were functionally illiterate. 80%. If the general population of the world has 20% of people being dyslexic, and the prison population is 80%, what is that telling us? It's telling us that many people in prison are dyslexic, and that if you don't do something about that illiteracy, then it increases your risk of ending up in prison. I certainly didn't want that for my child. That was scary. That was a wake-up call for me. Now, not everybody who is dyslexic and doesn't get help is going to end up in prison. I'm not saying that at all. Okay, I know lots of people who are dyslexic. They never got help. They never even knew that they were dyslexic until they were all grown up, and they turned out fine. But the statistics do show that the prison population is disproportionately dyslexic compared with the general population. This actually came to the attention of lawmakers who recently proposed that all prisoners be screened for dyslexia, and then hopefully their reading difficulties would be addressed, which would lead to them being able to get better job skills and hopefully not returning to prison after they get out. Being able to read well is so important, not just for doing well in school and for your child's self-esteem, but for life in general. A lot of times people who do not read well think that they are a complete failure in life, and they end up turning to a life of crime, and they end up in the prison system. So I don't mean to scare you, and yet I do. You need to do something. Okay? I know that it's hard. You might have to fight the school system. You might have to make great, deep financial and time sacrifices in order to get your child the tutoring that they need. You might have to look really hard to find a good tutor in your area. You might have to look and find a group in your area that is offering free tutoring to needy children. Do what it takes. It is vital, and it can make all the difference for your child. It may even mean that you end up learning how to teach your own child. There are systems out there like the Barton system that are written for parents to be able to tutor their own child. And this is going to take a great time commitment from you if you either have to tutor your child or you have to take your child to tutoring several times a week. If they're able to get it during the school day, that is optimal, but that's not always what's going to happen. So it's going to take a sacrifice on your part, but it's going to be worth it. It is going to be worth it because the true cost of doing nothing could be huge. So I hope that if there is somebody out there who has been kind of on the fence about what to do, that you know you need to do something, but the cost is so great, or you just kind of lost and discouraged, I hope that something that I have said here today will encourage you to go ahead and take that step. Make that phone call, send that email, talk to somebody, reach out, do something to reach out to somebody and start the process for your child. It'll be worth it. It will be. Also, if you have somebody who you know that they are struggling with what to do and kind of on the fence, share this video with them. I hope it'll be helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.